Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So, your modern love of Hyderabad is here, and I think this is your love to Hyderabad.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a city that I'm extremely proud of and extremely a part of. Yeah.
Yes. So, anyone who go through your filmography, it is pretty much evident that you are not into love stories. And what made you take up this project, which is filled with all love?
Uh, it's funny you should ask me that because the first time it was offered to me by Eli Hiptullah, who was producing the show, I said no for the same reason because I was like, I'm not doing any stupid love stories. But she said, please watch the original Amazon show, Modern Love. And even after watching it, if you think that it's not something that appeals to you, then it's fine. We won't do it. And I watched it. And to be perfectly honest, literally after I watched the first episode, I was like, okay, I'm doing the show because as long as you're not placing any boundaries on me to tell the same man woman love story, then I'm totally open. I can explore so many different relationships, and it's a challenge because that show is so good that I knew the standards were really really high that we had to aim for. So that's how I ended up doing this.
Absolutely, sir. And here, after watching the trailer, one can understand that love is not in form of like it can be in any form, like not in between the two individuals, a male and a female. It can be in any form. And you have explored all parts of the love stories, I guess, in this web series.
Yeah, we wanted to sort of put our best foot forward for the first season. So we had a bank of hundreds of articles that we could select from, and it took a fair amount of time, but we finally selected these six stories because this gave us a good mix of different kinds of relationships, and we felt that actually by exploring them we could at least see, also in the Telugu context there are
Yes,
not many anthologies, right?
yes,
These
totally.
Correct. There are some already out there on some of the other platforms, but that was the challenge. How can we tell six stories that we engage the audience and get them used to anthologies? So I'm hoping that we did a reasonable job. Let's see. July
It's
8th,
a
we'll know.
fabulous job. So it's a fabulous job, we must say, and we are looking forward for the web series as well. And as we have seen already, seen this Modern Love of New York, Modern Love of Mumbai, and what kind of nativity you brought in as an Hyderabadi in you.
See, when one is associated with the city, right, and especially when you've grown up in it, when you have a good sense, then you know the different aspects that you want to showcase to the rest of the world.
Yes,
So, uh, being a true blood Hyderabadi, I know enough of Hyderabad that I feel confident I can introduce the unknown viewer to many different parts.
yes,
And I'll specifically talk about the three stories that I dealt with. There were three different stratas. One story was set predominantly in the slums. One was set in old city, the
yes.
area around Charminar. The third was set in Gachibowli. So I was able to cover many different stratas. So that was very exciting for me also as a filmmaker to visually do different things. And of course, as a Hyderabadi, I had to deal with food. So
Yes.
one episode, a huge chunk of it is devoted to food.
Yes, totally. And it's like all mouth watering. Foodies
Yeah.
are waiting for the series. And if we have seen the trailer, it's like every frame is filled with the celebration of talent. It's like all the talented actors were there in the series, each and every series, and it's like a perfect blend of old and new talent. So, how did the casting happen, and what were you going through when you're selecting each and individual character?
Um, we were very clear from the beginning that for this show, see, I'm known a lot for working with new actors. I have worked with established actors. But even when I make movies in Hindi or do shows, I try and find new talent. It's something I enjoy a lot. But in this, we were very clear from the beginning that we will go for established actors who I like. Some were very easy, like Revati and Suhasini. These were people that I grew up very much
Yes.
watching their films, so I knew exactly who they were, and I knew I wanted to work with them if an opportunity was there. And uh, it ended up that for one story, I needed this grandma character, and I approached Swasni, so she ended up doing it. For another one, the mother character, the Muslim mother character, it was Revati, so
Yes.
I got her. But the beauty about doing the show is we actually had sure, definitely. I was approaching them, but we also had the requisite support from Amazon in terms of budgets and all that to
Yes.
be able to hire big name actors. And that uh, was a very enjoyable process for me because I have never worked actively with so many different actors in the Telugu industry.
Yes.
So
Yes.
for me, it was fantastic. And then for one of the uh, other directors, Devika, we happened to get Naresh Garu, which
Yes.
was another, you know, truly wonderful moment because I grew up
Absolutely.
loving his films, just absolutely loving his films.
Yes.
So
Same.
it was wonderful to meet him, and so it was an extremely enjoyable process for me.